whether it is fornication, it's adultery, it's lying, it's stealing, it's murder, whatever the nature of sin. In love, we should correct people and continuously admonish them.
And even talking about abuse, even some pastors abuse their wives.
I think it is high time we begin to teach them that it isn't just about this woman is beautiful, this man is fine, so that you can point to people, this is my husband.
Exactly.
It takes a lot to be in marriage.
Oral sex has a lot of implications, and one of it is the fact that it is one of the easiest way for the transmission of sexually transmitted diseases.
Trying to get something from somewhere you don't like, you will chop their money, and that money you eat fufu with it can block your womb. There is a woman who is praying, but most of these young girls don't know that they are enlarging.
You see, so most married men go out there and lie to innocent girls.
That who told you are innocent? These hypocritic girls.
Some of the girls are innocent. Because I know some girls who will tell you that if you are married, forget.
Don't let anybody put a promise ring on you for 1 year. He's not really going to see your parents, he's not going to do anything, then you are dead. No.
It is even sexual harassment. To expose your body, those parts that induce sex.
Women take into consideration so many factors before they allow you to have sex with them. So before your wife will think about that man, and allow him, it means that he has developed some kind of affection and love, and then he has started hating you.
Where's he said that when you see your daughter's nakedness, you feel aroused and you feel like having something to do with your daughter? Hey! Let's check who trained you. You are disgracing your family.
Hello, precious viewers. The name is Johnny called Dollarich, and the program is Weekend Review, right here on GTV Live, Your Religion and Culture Channel, showing every Saturday at 8:30 a.m. and a repeat at 7 p.m. Weekend Review, bringing the family together, reshaping society for tomorrow's generation.
Wow, it is yet another beautiful day with us here at GTV Live, Your Religion and Culture Channel, with me, Johnny called Dollarich. And you know, this is the Weekend Review Show, and our core mandate still remains bringing the family together, reshaping society for tomorrow's generations. We do believe in the next generations, and that is why you have to call somebody, also to call somebody to tune in to watch this program. Now, we always have first timers. I mean, people who are first viewers of this program, and some people will call and find out, I mean, what time is the program and what is it all about. This program shows every Saturday at 8:30 in the morning and a repeat at 7 p.m. the same Saturday, 8:30 in the morning, and a repeat at 7 p.m. So please make a date, jot it somewhere, that next week you will not miss this program. And as usual, we'll do our topic of the week. I have this wonderful, beautiful ladies with me on set. They will introduce themselves very soon, but let's take this quick break. When we come back, we treat our topic of the week. Don't move.
Don't let anybody put a promise ring on you for 1 year. He's not really going to see your parents, he's not going to do anything, then you are dead. No.
It is even sexual harassment. To expose your body, those parts that induce sex.
Women take into consideration so many factors before they allow you to have sex with them. So before your wife will think about that man, and allow him, it means that he has developed some kind of affection and love, and then he has started hating you.
Where's he said that when you see your daughter's nakedness, you feel aroused and you feel like having something to do with your daughter? Hey! Let's check who trained you. You are disgracing your family.
Hello, precious viewers. The name is Johnny called Dollarich, and the program is Weekend Review, right here on GTV Live, Your Religion and Culture Channel, showing every Saturday at 8:30 a.m. and a repeat at 7 p.m. Weekend Review, bringing the family together, reshaping society for tomorrow's generation.
You're welcome back. And the program, as usual, is still Weekend Review right here on GTV Live. We have our WhatsApp line on screen and our Facebook page, Weekend Review with Dollarich. And you can also give us a call, but after the program, so that if you have anything to share with us, you get to talk with us on this program. And please, we want to treat our topic of the week. And today we have something wonderful for the family. But let me have my guests introduce themselves first, and then we'll come back to you. And I have on my immediate left this beautiful lady, and she'll tell us who she is. You're welcome.
Thank you.
And you are...
Well, Pastor Mrs. Benesiaji Heto. I'm a part-time pastor with the High Powered Ministries International.
Wow.
I have 2 callings actually.
That's right.
So the second calling is I work for the government. I am as the Deputy Communication Director at the Office of the President, precisely the Vice President's office.
Wow, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Looks like I have the whole presidency here with me now. That's going to be fun anyway. So, and on my far left is also this beautiful woman who has always been supportive of this program, and she'll tell us who she is.
Well, I'm Mrs. Faith Iwa. I serve as a deacon at Royal House Chapel, and I work with GBC HR.
Wow, I can sense the presence of God right here in the studio. And please, as I said earlier, call somebody also to call in. I mean, somebody also to tune in to watch the program, because this is the Weekend Review show. And our core mandate, I want to emphasize, is to bring the family together, reshape society for tomorrow's generations. Yes, on this program, we believe in the next generations, and we'll do everything possible to ensure that the next generation do not suffer any havoc, any, troubles that is, happening around our lives. Please ensure that there's harmony in the home, in the family. And but let's do our topic. You know what? Today is going to be quite interesting. Somebody will be asking, wow, where from this topic? We are treating election. We are doing something on peaceful election, the role of the family. Peaceful election, the role of the family. Don't get it, wrong. A whole lot is happening out there, and even with just normal registration, a whole lot is going, but please, it is the family's responsibility to ensure there's peace in this country, and that is the more reason why we want to touch on this subject. Peaceful election, the role of the family. Please call somebody also to somebody also to tune into the program, because it concerns you and it concerns myself and everybody. And I'll be going to my guest, and we'll be looking at it. But let me take it from my far left, Mrs. Faith Iwa. Let's look at this election thing all about. It is not only the politician who does politics. It's everybody's business. Whether you're a Christian or non-Christian, everybody is supposed to be part of this election thing. But I want us to look at the role of the family, ensuring peaceful election. How can the family contribute to ensuring at least a peaceful election?
Well, I want to say, when we want to look at politics, politics is about choices, about how you want to influence how things should be shared. So, what do I want? I think if we want to go to circle, you use the left. Somebody says, if we want to go to circle, you use the right. How do we agree that, okay, we could still use the left and get the same result, or we can't go through the right and get the same result? It is about that. At the end, we still are going to get to circle. So there's no need for us to really fight. In our homes, we all have different opinions about how things should be done. What food do we want to eat in the morning? Where somebody said, I want cocoa. Somebody said, I like tea. Somebody said, I like Milo and all that. But we agree. We don't fight over that. We don't take cutlasses. It's the same thing about the country. So as a family, somebody is the head there, controls the things in the home. So we all come together. Though we don't like some of the things, we come together and we go. The same way we come to the whole nation, we are picking somebody to lead us. because we can't be in the vacuum. God put leadership there. That is why in churches we have pastors to lead us. That is why at workplaces we have the CEOs and all the directors to lead us. There's the need to have a director, or there's a need to have somebody, a leader, who will lead everybody so that there will be order in everything that we do. That is about politics. There's no fight about it. If you know it, why don't you help me do it and do it right? So we should have listening ear. So it starts from the home. Just as in the home, when we want things, we don't take catalysis and fight about it. The same thing goes when we come to the whole country. You want A to rule. Somebody also wants B to rule. So it is 50-50. It's just like we go to write the exams. When you write exams, the possibility there is that you are going to pass or you are going to fail. It is two.
That's right.
You either pass or you fail. So it's the same thing. So when you write exams and you fail, do you kill yourself?
Rewrite.
You rewrite. So it's about that even in politics. So we are going for election. What are we doing? We want A to win. We want somebody also wants B to win. If A emerges winner, we all support that person and we go. If B wins, we all support B and we go. And we should be able to have a peaceful election. Ghana is not the only country that is experiencing politics. It's everywhere, the whole world. We are electing our leaders. That's why there are procedures and there are rules governing it. The problem comes when somebody wants to outsmart the procedure, somebody wants to play it wiser than the other, then we have problems. So yes, we have to ensure that we have institutions that are working so that we'll go just as in the home we have settings. This is our home, this is what we do. You cannot do this, you cannot do that in the home. It's the same thing, we have it in Ghana as a whole. So it starts from the family. Things you cannot do in the home, why do you go out to do? If your father says this is the way we are going to do, and you don't take cutlass and hurt your father, you don't take cutlass or you don't insult your father, will you do that in the country? So it starts from the home. They say charity begins at home. So all of us, Ghana, we all belong to homes. We must make sure we talk to our people in the house. The way we relate in the house, we should be able to relate that outside. The respect we give at home, we should do the same out. If we do that, I don't think we should have a problem. Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
I said a word to the wise.
It's enough.
Now, Mama Bernice, can you take us through something and then let's see?
Well, I agree totally with all that she's saying, so I'm just going to add up to it that everything that we do in this world actually starts from the family, because you are nurtured in the home. So the training that you are given in the home is what you exhibit outside there. And the Bible makes us to understand that the older women should teach the younger ones.
That's right.
And I also believe that God has given us different temperaments, and these temperaments have been given to us so that we can live together in harmony. The temperaments complement each other. And elections is not a new thing. It started long ago. Long ago, even in the Bible, you realize from the book of Genesis that the Father said, let us. It is always about let us. So it's about consensus building. So if the Father said, let us make man in our image, he's actually called for an election. And they have agreed on it.
Something.
Yes.
Right.
So election is not anything new. And election is supposed to be peaceful.
That's right.
Because election is actually the opposite of violence. Election is supposed to bring peace. Because you are saying that let's do it A. Another is saying let's do it B. And so we all come together and we agree. And if A has more than B, then we all go with A.
That's right.
So that's how it's supposed to be. So even if you go to the Vatican, they elect the Pope. And you don't hear violence. You don't hear people taking guns or anything. The same way back to our nation, since we have decided not to be colonialized and we have decided to take up their democracy, we don't hear in the US people taking arms and fighting because one person has won or the other has not won or anything like that. Last night I was watching the news and there's Ted Cruz, if I got the name right, with the Republican. You know, he was contesting with Donald Trump.
Yes.
So as they were going about, they realized that the polls that they were making, he realized that he could not make it. So he quickly came with his group and said, yeah, the polls are not going my way. So I've suspended my campaign. Let's all go for Trump. That's how it's supposed to be. And we as Christians, I'm talking from the Christian point of view, we need to inculcate that in our families. Because the people that are called upon to come and do demonstrations, to come and insult people on air and all that, they come from homes. And I believe that there are a lot more of Christian homes. And so as Christians, the Bible says we are the light of the world. So if we are the light of the world, we must shine.
That's right.
And if we're supposed to shine, Jesus is the author and finisher of our faith. And he is the Prince of Peace. So if we are going to shine, then it means that we must show peace at all times.
That's right.
That is why even on the way to the cross, when they when Peter cut off somebody's ear, Jesus had to heal that ear. So as Christians, we should be forgiving at all times, and peace should be our message. So anytime there's a call for violence, as a Christian, you should be able to stand out. Like Daniel in those days, like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
That's right.
In fact, in this generation, God is looking for people who will stand up for Christ no matter what is happening. And we need to do that. And if we're going to go on other religions, I believe, I'm not a Muslim, but I hear that Islam means peace.
Peace, that's right.
So it means that if Islam means peace, they are calling for peace. If Jesus is the Prince of Peace, then why don't we live in peace? Why don't we live in peace? So election or democracy is just about us making choices and going with the majority. That's what I'll say for now.
This is the sermon we all need to hear. I mean, if you're watching the program, this is the weekend review show right here on GTV Live, Your Religion and Culture Channel with me, Johnny Cole Dollarich. And we are discussing peaceful election, the role of the family. I mean, how can we ensure, what can the family contribute to ensuring that your son, your daughter, your husband, your wife, the family do not go out there to do anything that will not bring glory upon the family. Sometimes, people team up here and there and they want to, harbor and hatch this kind of mischievous things. How can you get your family out of that? How can you talk your son or your daughter or your parent out from involving in some of these violence and all that? We are one nation. We are all connected. Before I came to this studio, I told somebody, I know and I'm very sure that in this nation we are all connected to somebody in one way or the other. It is just because you have not come into terms or known, or maybe you have not been told that maybe the man living up north is your brother or cousin or something you don't know. So maybe today you hit somebody out there, then tomorrow you get to know this is your brother or your cousin, or you are related in one way or the other. How do you even bear that shame? And that is the reason for this program. Please call somebody also to call somebody to tune in. We have our WhatsApp line out there. You can bring your comment, and then we have our Facebook page, Weekend Review with Dollarich. And then you can give us a call after the program, so that if you have anything to share with us, we'll get to talk to you. And let me go to Mama Faith once again. Now, we are looking at the role of the family. And during times like this, you see all this tension all over the place. And it is the same people, the same family people, the same children, the same mothers and fathers who are out there. As a parents, as a people, what should be our role now? What should we start? Because in the few months to come, we are going to have these elections. And what should parents do? What should families do, at least from now?
All right. I think Pastor Benny's mentioned something about temperament, and it is very, very important. How do we live in peace? How do we tolerate each other? And it's becoming a problem now, and we have to watch it. We have to be tolerant. A lot of us now don't have patience for anything. We feel we should just, if somebody does something, I must show that person I'm also there. What about forgiveness?
That's right.
We should learn that and let people be. Yes, the other person might have offended you, but we have forgiveness. Let us learn to forgive. We shouldn't insist that I must let him know that me too, I am there. That is the beginning of violence. That is the beginning of violence. So in our homes, we need to start teaching our people. How do you lose? Losing is very painful. But we must learn to accept defeat. It is also part of the learning process. Because mostly we psych our people, oh, when the child does very well in school, oh, you are the best. But what about if the child fails? We should also let them know that it's also part of the process. So failure happens and you must learn from it. So when you belong to one party and that party loses, it doesn't mean that you have failed totally. There's still hope for you. We should learn to tolerate the ups and the downs. And it starts from the home. If you don't teach the children that it isn't every time that you want something, you should get it, then it is like, if I want this thing, I must get it at all costs. And at all costs means that whichever way I have to do to get it, I must get it. And that is the problem. They've started registration and we hear of people fighting. Why should you fight? There are rules, there are regulations. Why are we not abiding by it?
I mean, strangely enough, this is the first time I've ever heard registration and it has become so political.
And that is the problem we are having with our homes. Tolerance is going away. People are doing things the way they want. So this is what I want and it must be done my way. We should learn to do things the other way too. We should learn to allow people to also do the things they want to do. If not, we will have problem. If not, we'll be picking catalysis. If not, if somebody say chobwe, then we follow the person without even reasoning. And by the time you realize, fights just come. If you don't think through, by the time you realize you are fighting. And those are the things we should tell everybody around us, both the young and the old, that if we don't take time, it will just happen and you can't just explain. And by the time you realize it has happened. So we have to start teaching tolerance. In our homes, we all don't belong to the same party. But we chat about it, we talk about it, we tease each other about it. So it's the same thing in the nation. So we should let them know that just as we are in the home and all of us don't belong to one party, there are some families, everybody in the party the person belongs to, and they live peacefully. So it's the same thing in the nation. We should learn that we have a duty to keep peace. It is our duty. Nobody will do it for us. If I keep peace, she does and you do, then Ghana will be peaceful. But if I take the catalyst and you also take your catalyst, then we are there. We don't have anywhere to go. Ghana is our nation. We have to build it. If our forefathers lost their lives to take it for us, why should we also lose our lives to give it away? That is the thing. They paid it. They wanted us to be free.
Get it for us.
So they lost their lives for us to get it. Now we want to lose our life
to lose it.
To lose it. Why should we do that? So we have to make sure we do what is right.
That's right.
If we learn from the homes and everybody from the home, it is the home and the families that make a nation. So we have to put that into especially our youth. That nobody should incite you. Usually they just give them some drink and a little money and you are following the people. Now they say wiper. When the person wins, the person gives you wiper. So are you going to follow the person and if you are hurt and he is in power, he will give you wiper. I'm not saying don't vote. I'm not saying don't, but don't be violent. Let us support the people we want to support peacefully. And we should know that it starts from the home. Just as you don't fight in the home, don't go out there and fight. If there's a fight, if there's a problem, there are agencies who have been mandated to do that.
That's right.
The police is there. All the forces are there. There are right ways to get it done. You don't go and take gun. And I think we have to watch it very well. I don't know how we are going to get it. Because these days, because of armed robbery, a lot of people have gone for guns and they have it. Somebody says he doesn't want to go for gun. Why? If somebody provoking me, he doesn't know that he'll be able to contain me and will go and pick it. And we should learn. And I think before a gun is given to somebody, they must do some study before they give it out. Because now people are just so violent, and if you don't take time, they just pick it and they are going fighting. We have work to do in our families.
That's right.
The women especially. Because we are born naturally.
That's why I brought the two of you here.
We are born naturally peaceful. Our husbands listen to us. Our sons listen to us. We have to find a way to talk to them, to know that we love them and we want them whole. Because if they die, we will lose. It is the nuclear family that will lose. If they are hurt, It is the nuclear family, because you have to be going to the hospital, taking care of that person. The person disabled, you will take care. So it is us, the women, who will suffer. So let us talk to our men. Let us talk to, because these days the ladies are also going out. Because what the men can do, the women too can do
better.
But we need to talk to them that tolerance is the key.
I see.
Tolerance is
Now,
the key.
my goodness, she said something, Auntie Faith said something concerning women, your role.
Yeah.
And that's the more reason why I brought you here. And strangely enough, this is the week for Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
I want to take this opportunity to say Happy Mother's Day to you. Or
Thank you.
It's so
Thank
beautiful
you.
on this set. And then to all mothers out there, we wish you Mother's Day. I mean, God richly bless you, because you are doing a lot for families, and God richly bless you. In fact, let's look at this parental role. But let's look at mothers. You know, most of the time when issues are coming up in the family, you know, the mothers have a way of luring everybody in and talk the issues. I mean, so that at least we have result. Now, women in our nation, we can see all that is happening around us. What can women do?
Women can do a lot. Like Sunday, I was telling the church that you see, women, God has made us very complex. And that's how we do all our things.
That's right.
You know, we can meet right now, we'll quarrel right now, and the next minute we are discussing hairdos and dresses and all that. God has a role for women. And if you listen to the politicians, usually, I have practiced journalism also before, usually when you interview them on their call into office and all that, they'll tell you that when they had a call, they consulted your family. My boss, for instance, the vice president, when he was away, he consulted his family. And so there is a consultation. And usually women have more influence when it comes to this consultation. They may not be loud, but they have subtle ways of doing things, because God has given women that. Women who are outspoken like me will come out and say it. Others are not outspoken, but they have ways of doing it. It is God who has made it. If you watch the life of Abraham and Sarah, Sarah did not talk much, but she had great influence upon Abraham. Even to the extent that I always say this, because that's what I feel, that Abraham was eyeing Hagar long ago. And then Sarah said, oh, you just take Hagar and let's see. Abraham did not say, oh, no. He quickly.
Because she already knew.
Sarah could see it. So mothers actually, or women in general, have roles to play.
That's right.
And when I'm talking about mother, it doesn't necessarily mean biological mother, because I have a lot of daughters and I also have a lot of mothers as well. Right. And like I said earlier on, that the politicians, usually when you interview them, when they are given positions, they tell you that they consult the families. So women have a lot of role to play. Even there's a saying that behind every successful man is a woman. So behind every unsuccessful man also is a woman. But you see, we play more positive roles than negative, I think. So women have a lot of role to play. And the women influence their children such that even hardened criminals, sometimes when they are sentenced, they like to speak to their mother first before they go to jail or anything. So no matter how hardened a person is, they have some soft spots for their mothers. So when we are talking about election violence, mothers or women in general have a big role to play, because whatever they say influence the children. I have a lawyer friend who said that when he was in school, anytime he was going to do something bad, he quickly remembers the things that the mother tells him. Then he chokes and say, hey, if my mother hears this, she'll not be happy with me. So the women or mothers in general have a big responsibility to play in playing role in keeping peace in the nation. So I will entreat all mothers that let's talk peace into the life of our children. Most of the people who call out people to go for demonstrations, to go and beat up people, do not call their children. They don't call their nephews. They don't call their nieces. But they call on people, other people out there. But you see, the thing about violence is that when violence erupts, it goes on and on and on. And the people that get involved in don't look for NDC. They don't look for NPP. They just kill people.
That's right.
What happened in Liberia? people were affected. What happened in Sierra Leone, all kinds of people were affected. So if you are calling for war, if you are calling for violence, you may be calling for violence to benefit you right now, but your family could be affected. Because your son could go out, your daughter could go out, and the tag out there will not know that that's your son or your daughter.
That's right.
So keeping peace is beneficial for all of us. It's beneficial for the politician. It's beneficial for the media. Media who will cover. Yes, because I believe that the media, as the fourth estate of the realm, has a role to play in keeping peace. You were talking about family, but media also belongs to family.
That's right.
You see, so you have a role to play in the things that you know that when you report it will generate violence. Have a way of reporting it, because people, like, they are watching us on TV right now, the things that we are saying can affect viewers.
Right.
So if you incite violence, it can affect, and they will go out there. So in this election season, I'm entreating all of us to preach peace, because all the religion also are preaching peace. So let us preach peace and make sure that the mothers play a big role in ensuring peace, even in this election year.
That's right. Now, if you're watching the program, this is the Weekend Review Show right on GTV Live, and we are treating peaceful election, the role of the family. And as I said earlier, we have our WhatsApp line out there, our Facebook page, Weekend Review with Dollarich, and get connected to us. Let's be friendly on this platform. And let me go to Mama Faith. Earlier you said something that, you know, there's the funniest part of this whole thing is this. You have one family, you have somebody belonging to party A, somebody also belonging to party B. They're in the same family, brothers, mothers, fathers, you know. That's the beauty of the whole thing. So isn't it the responsibility of families to ensure that so far as they are not going to kill themselves within the family, even though you belong here and I belong there, we have to preach so that everybody around us in the vicinity, in our country, in our neighborhood, will also ensure that if I'm not doing it to my mother or my father, even though the person doesn't belong to where I belong to, then I don't have any right or moral standing to do it against somebody out there. I don't know if you share this.
Yeah, that's true, and that's the essence of what we are saying. That yes, all of us don't like the same thing. I mean, like blue shirt, you don't like red. It doesn't mean that you should force me to put on the red. But I'll put on my blue and you put on your red. It doesn't separate us. We are still family. So we should also know that when it comes to the nation as a whole, that is how it is. All of us can never belong to one party. That is one thing we should know. And all the parties cannot win at the same time. One certainly is going to win and one is going to lose. So as we are going, we should know that yes, one is going to win and one will lose. If you lose, it doesn't mean that's the end of the world. If you win, it doesn't mean that you should also taunt it in front of all the others to show that, yes, I am the one there. What do we want to do? Or we are saying that I want to solve it this way and you want to solve it that way. So we should teach our families to know that. And now the media has a role to play. And all of us as family also listen to it. And we are influenced by what we hear. The family sits. Sometimes we all listen to the radio at the same time or watch TV at the same time. Other times we listen to it differently. What is spoken on the radio? And talking about that, everybody is from a family. So if your husband or your wife or whoever goes on air and they say something, caution that person that the way you spoke on radio that day, it's not good. When you go on the set, talk well. Don't say that and don't say this. So if we start checking each and every one, then there won't be problem. Because when you go to sit there, you know, when I don't say it well, my family will tell me,
exactly,
I didn't do well. So you say the right thing. Let us be each other's keeper so that we can have a good country. Ghana is really blessed. We are so free. You can eat whatever you want to eat, go to any place free. Let us maintain that. And we are so loving. Sometimes you don't know the person. You see the person for the first time.
You are chatting
with the person. We flow.
That's right.
That is what we've come to meet. We are not enemies. The fact that I don't belong to your party does not mean we are enemies. When it gets to the election time, then there are songs that are played. We should be careful with it. Because usually some of them is like we say now look up like a sanchi. That's
Yeah,
why he's
yeah,
talking. We
yeah,
should
yeah.
watch it
Delicate
because
tree.
if there's a house behind you, they belong to another party, and you too. Then they are playing this. They lift it loud. You too, you lift it loud. Then there will be problem. So even in our communities, we have a role to play in our homes. Because if that house is playing a party A song and is playing loud and dancing and saying things, because usually our houses are closed. So when this person is doing that, you will hear.
Exactly.
So you to your home, control your people. That not that because they're also playing party A or party B song, you to
also
play yours and start be
loud.
shouting. By the time you realize you're in the area,
Exactly.
then the small boys will go playing. Then you start with the fight. By the time you realize the parents come in and all that, that is how violence starts. So we have a role to play as families to keep ourselves together. We marry each other. When you're going to marry the person, do you ask the person, do you
Whether
belong
you belong to party?
Oh, no. So why must we fight? We shouldn't fight. So we have a lot of work to do as families, at our workplaces, in our churches, everywhere we find ourselves. Let us maintain peace.
Now, talking about this family thing, now I want us to look at this critical aspect of it. When you see the signs of your young son or daughter, or even you as a child, you see your parent showing some signs of this violence, is ready to do something which probably could be very dangerous for society and for even the nation as well. What should be your role? I mean, as a parent or even as a child, how can you handle some of this thing? Do you have to go and report or something? I don't know.
You see, God has a purpose for bringing us to this nation, Ghana, because in the peace of the nation that you can also worship peacefully. If there is no peace in the nation, you cannot worship your God. So you have every right to maintain peace. And the Bible said we should give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. And I believe that the constitution of the land is also based on the word of God. Because the things that our constitution say are not too different from what the Bible is saying. Because the Bible is our book that teaches us how to live in harmony. These rules, they guide us. The book of Exodus and Leviticus, Deuteronomy is to guide us. And when you go into the book of Leviticus, it even talk about cleanliness, neatness, and all that. So I believe that as a Christian, if you see certain signs that are prone to violence, be it your son, your daughter, a parent, or something, the first thing is to caution. Speak to the person. For instance, me personally, if you are my son and you are doing that, I will talk to you. I pray that it won't happen though, because I've dedicated them to God. Because the Bible says the children that God have given to me, they are for signs and wonders. But if one way or the other, the devil wants to do something and you are going that way, I will talk to you, I'll read scriptures to you. That's what I do to my children. I'll let you read it yourself. And then you judge yourself.
That's right.
That's what I do. So I'll do that to you, but if you continue, I'll give you to the law authorities. Because it is my duty as a Christian for you to do the right thing.
That's right.
So if you are not listening to me, go to the law enforcing authorities. Because if you are the one who is going to cause violence in this nation, so be it. Let the laws take its course. But I believe that the word of God is very powerful and has effect. So if I speak the word into you and you take it, definitely every stony heart of yours will become a fleshy one.
Right.
And you will take it.
Yes. Wow.
And you will take it, and I believe that there will be peace in the land. So I believe that as a parent, that's the role that you have to play. Or if you're a child and your parent, you take it into prayer. You know, sometimes when you are talking about taking things into prayer, people think that you are a cake and you are all that. But I would rather be a cake and get results.
That's right.
Than be modern and not get results.
I really share that. Wow.
That's
now,
what I would say.
my faith, I think for now, let's look at this ending part of this whole thing. You know, talking about the role of parents or the family. Mother's responsibility comes to play, father's responsibility is there, and children's responsibility. And I believe if all is boxed together, that's where we will have everything. That's it. Now, let's move from the small family in one sector, because you alone cannot do it. Then your neighbor, the people around you should all be part of ensuring, because if your family is doing the right thing and the next person is not, is bent on doing hey out there, I wonder how we can maintain that peace. So let's talk into the neighbors. I mean, our friends around. How do we have that influence on them to ensure that this peace thing we are talking about really works?
Yeah, you know, in Africa we believe in socialization. The society molds you, what you do and what you say. They'll say, this place we don't do things like this. You don't shout, you don't do that. So those things are already there. In communities, we are the chiefs who take care of the people, and they are there. And when you come to the governance, we have the assemblymen and all that. So it means that every community is guided by rules and regulation. We meet each other, we are friends with them. When you are sending your children to school, you meet them, you say hello, good morning. So it means that we have a role to play. You just say hello. Though you cannot force them, you make sure you are not part of it.
That's right.
So the moment the person doesn't have a crowd, then the person cannot succeed.
Exactly.
It is when everybody joins in that person, then the person has a crowd and can do the wrong thing. Can one person go to the electoral area or where they are voting to go and take the ballot box or to go? No, one person cannot do that. It is when the person has crowd, then the person can go. So if we don't support evil, then we'll have peace. If we don't condone, we realize this person is planning to do evil. You see, every time 4 people are gathering, you see them doing things and it is something. You have to watch it. We have responsibility. Our eyes have to go round. As you see them go, what are they planning? What are they doing? If you are suspicious of them, go and tell the security agencies. They have a way of dealing with them. You see somebody who has picked a gun and hear him saying, I'm going to kill somebody and all that. You have to inform the security agencies. Thank God now they have telephone lines that you don't even need to go there. You can even call them and talk to them about it. We have a role to play. If this house is burning, you think that is only that house. By the time you realize it has come to you, if there's war in your community, can you go out? You cannot. So we have a role to play. All of us go to church, we go to the mosque, we believe in something. And all the things that we believe in, none of them teaches us violence. So we have to tell our friends, oh, what you are doing will bring trouble. Don't do that. And in every area, in every society, we have people that we call fathers, and everybody respects them. So if you feel you cannot talk to that person, the fathers or the mothers in the areas can talk to the people.
That's right.
So our responsibility is to keep watch. If the thing is going wrong, let us raise the alarm.
Somebody will say, your final word, if you have any.
Yes. My final word. My final word is, let's live in peace, because Jesus is the Prince of Peace. And as Christians, we must emulate him and be at peace with all men. The Bible said, even if you worship God, your enemies will live at peace with you. Like she said, if you don't condone to what they are doing, they cannot succeed. But if you do, then they will succeed. So like Jesus said, if somebody slap you, turn the other cheek. It's difficult, but just turn the other cheek, and the person will be confused. And so when the person is confused, he cannot do that which he or she wants to do. Then we can maintain peace. I don't know if you allow me to give a shout out because it's Mother's Day.
Please do.
Exactly. Thank you very much. I really want to wish my mother, Reverend Mrs. Ernestine Ivy Hiaji, a happy Mother's Day.
Wow.
She's the one who will embarrass you. And if you say, Mama, you are embarrassing me, she said, I will embarrass you. And I will embarrass you again so that you will be good. And also to Reverend Christy Do Tete.
Wow.
Reverend Christiana Do Tete. Mama Francisca Duncan Williams, Reverend C.D. Norte, Mama Rita, Ankra, and all the mamas in the ministry. I wish you a happy Mother's Day. And to all victorious women of the High Power Ministries International, happy Mother's Day.
Wow, this is beautiful. And my faith, your final words.
Yes, I'll say, if you take Ghana, the politicians are, let's say, a tenth of the 100. And they are the ones we support to do the things that are not good. We shouldn't support them when they are doing the bad one. The good ones, we should support them. They are just 1/10 of the 100. If we divide, if we say a percentage, they are 10%. Then the 90% of us, we are just there. So we shouldn't allow the 10% to come and influence us. And
exactly.
That is, and we want peace in Ghana. Election is not a fight. We are just showing our opinion. We are just showing our preference.
Right.
Let us do it peacefully. Let us go and vote. And whatever the result is, we should accept it in good faith and pray. As Christians, the Bible says it is God who put kings there. Let us pray. Let us go on our knees and pray that God, you know the one who should lead us. Let that person lead us. And when we are going to vote, let us pray that God directs us to vote the right way, and there will be peace. And I also want to take this opportunity to wish my own mother, Mrs. Janet Bonudi, happy Mother's Day. And I want to wish my spiritual mother, Mama Rita, happy Mother's Day. Dr. Anas, happy Mother's Day. And all the mothers I have, God bless you. Those in GBC and everywhere, people who have molded me, I want to say I appreciate you. God bless you.
Wow. Now, if you're out there, I don't know what I can say again. I'm so blessed. I mean, having these beautiful women share with us something about peace. And I believe that you have taken in something from today. I'm very sure that if your son or your daughter or even the family is about to do anything negative, you will talk the person down. I mean, making sure that peace will prevail in our homes, in our environment, our society, and this nation will be in peace at large. And before I take leave of you, I want to also say a big and happy Mother's Day to all the women who watch this program and all the women who have passed through this program since 2 years back. Yes, I mean, we appreciate you from GTV Live and from Weekend Review. We say God bless you so much. I mean, God richly bless you. Whatever your hand finds to do, may God add and multiply it to your success. I mean, we bless you and we love you so much. And to my one and only mother, Faustina Champon, I mean, you are such a mother. Wow, I don't know what to say. I love you and God bless you. May you live long so that you can also enjoy the fruit of your labor. I mean, you've suffered so much for us, and we pray that we'll get everything and make you more happier even at your very old age. I mean, so please live for us, be strong for us. And also to Mrs. Monica Owusu-Ansah, the wife of Reverend Dr. Yao Owusu-Ansah of Living Bread Ministries. I mean, God bless you so much. And also to Mrs. Ufuriata. I mean, I know you don't miss this program, so I say Happy Mother's Day to you. And also to Mrs. Boatin Sapon, the wife of Apostle Kwame Boatin Sapon of ICGC Achimota Abofu. God richly bless you. I love you so much. You women and all the women there. I mean, you are wonderful. God richly bless you. And also to my very own Mrs. Joyce. Mama Peter, I know why you're laughing.
Yes, because I was just looking at you and saying, hey, is Mama Joyce not coming in?
To Mrs. Joyce Dollarich, and I normally don't call her name. She's called Sweet. I mean, and that is the name everybody knows for her. So, Sweet, I love you so much. Keep being the woman you've always been. I mean, it's been tough, but hey, God is in control. Thank you for being supportive. Thank you for the troubles and everything. I love you so much. There's no one else. You are everything to me. And to all the women out there, and to my viewers and the ladies out there who appreciate the work we are doing, God richly bless you. We'll see you same time next week. But remember, the peace we are looking for in this nation starts with you and I, from our homes, from our family. Nobody perpetuates evil except ourselves. Nobody will come from anywhere to cause any trouble. If we don't allow them, nobody can do anything in this nation. And I want to say thank you to my production team, my crew. We'll see you same time next week. Bye for now.
Hallelujah! The Bible says, for I know the thoughts that I think towards you, that says the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you unexpected end. Just keep trusting God and everything will be alright. man, this is how Jesus